Listen up.
This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, really, that infamous 2004 Super Bowl halftime show. Now, there's a documentary that's coming out tomorrow. The New York Times presents Malfunction, the dressing down of Janet Jackson. It comes on FX and Hulu tomorrow night. And the trailer is available. Here is some of what they're going to be talking about as they unpack everything that happened during that halftime show.
If the culture wars could have a 9/11, it's February 1st, 2004.
The term wardrobe malfunction has been burned into our cultural consciousness.
Someone thought this would be a good idea, and it backfired.
It sure seemed like they were trying to diminish Janet's career.
Her career gets put on ice, and Justin is rewarded.
There was no equality of punishment.
Former MTV Senior Vice President Sally Frattini says that she felt betrayed by the two of them when their performance happened with Justin Timberlake exposing Janet Jackson's breast. She said, "I was a wreck. Personally, I pretty much just lost it. I was in tears. People were crying. It was really upsetting. It was very emotional. I felt betrayed. My instincts told me there was a private conversation between wardrobe, stylists, and artists where someone thought this would be a good idea, and it backfired. There were 150 million people watching when that happened, and it was a fallout for Janet Jackson, but clearly not for Justin Timberlake."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if anyone reached out to Justin Timberlake to be in any of those docs, whether it was that one or the Janet Jackson one, because he needs to do one of them, because he's going to end up apologizing once both those documentaries drop. So he might as well have just participated in one of them.
Did he apologize already? Didn't he? I can't remember.
He did, but another one's coming. After those docs drop, after that one drops and the Janet Jackson one drops, he's going to be apologizing. As I said, he might as well have just participated. I would have participated in the Janet one if they'd have asked me if I was Justin Timberlake.
Now, Janet said, they said Janet never said anything to them, and then they did speak to Justin Timberlake, and they pulled him aside one-on-one, like, "Justin, what happened?" And they said he was very apologetic, and he said, "I was told you guys knew." And so they said eventually Janet apologized in a press statement and said that MTV was completely unaware of it. But, you know, the damage was done. Her album, Damita Jo, was released nearly 2 months after that, and it was her first album in 20 years to not reach #1 on the Billboard 200. She was fired from playing Lena Horne in a TV biopic about Lena Horne, and Disneyland even removed a statue of Mickey Mouse dressed in her Rhythm Nation outfit.
Wow.
I
think
know
about
all
how much
those
culture
things
has
happen.
changed. And think about how much culture has changed since then. Like, no one would even care about that now. Like, I even think about what year was that the little Kim wore the outfit at the MTV Awards where her breast was out a little bit?
2000 something.
What year was that? Was that before or after? That was after the Super Bowl, after this happened, right?
No, that was way before.
Yeah.
Way before.
It was before?
Mm-hmm.
So why did they care so much? Because it was regular TV?
Because it was regular
Instead
TV.
of cable?
Yeah, and kids were watching, they were saying.
And guess what? In 2021, even if that happened on regular TV, nobody would care.
Nah, so much happens on regular TV now. I'd be like, what? Even with the things that they say now on regular TV, it's be wow.
All right, now an R. Kelly associate, and he's actually related to R. Kelly's former publicist, has gotten 8 years in prison, and that was for setting one of his accusers' cars on fire. 38-year-old Michael Williams, he pleaded guilty to an arson charge. He admitted that he traveled to the home of one of R. Kelly's accusers, set fire to a vehicle that was parked outside her residence in Florida. And so they also found traces of an accelerant outside the witness's home. And they saw he had conducted internet searches about the detonation properties of fertilizer and diesel fuel, witness intimidation, witness tampering, and countries that do not have extradition agreements with the United States.
So
my goodness.
He Googled all of that on his laptop and then kept his laptop. Oh, my goodness.
All right, now Porsha Williams is also...
Yes.
Porsha Williams is also talking about it, to authorities, and that's about her own experience with R. Kelly. She said, "I realized it was my opportunity to help anyone who's been hurt by him." She told this to People magazine, and she's opening up for the first time about what her experience was like. And she shared her story with investigators. She said, there have been so many other instances where I have been abused by men that my mentality at that time was of an abused person, and it was okay for me to be treated like that. She met a friend of R. Kelly's in 2007. She was considering a career in music. She was 25 years old. She was flown to Chicago to meet R. Kelly, potentially work with him. She thought she would be driven to a recording studio when she got there, but instead she was taken to his home. After an initial introduction, she said someone led her to his bedroom and left her alone there for hours. When R. Kelly finally joined her, he told her to take off her clothes. And she said, and this is all in her book, by the way, The Pursuit of Porsha, that comes out November 30th. She says she already put herself in that position and she felt like this is what you're supposed to do. You have to. There is no turning back. And so she saw him 2 more times and says in her book she encountered several young women who were also staying at his home. And she decided not to see him again after she woke up one day and heard a woman being beaten in another room. And she said she kept it a secret for years. It's not something you want to tell your mom, because my mom is a very strong woman and she did her very best in raising me. And I think for any woman or man who's been in an abusive situation, you don't want to tell your parents because you don't want them to think that they had let you down in any way.
Wow.
Never knew that story, right? All right, and let's end this on a good note. Will Smith said he was honored to give his King Richard cast and crew bonuses. He said, all I can do is my part. We had spoken about this earlier, how he gave everybody cash sums because he wanted to give them some additional money. It's being streamed simultaneously when it gets released, and that's tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Here's what he had to say when he spoke to Entertainment Tonight.
You got everybody paid. How important was that to get folks bonuses, for you to speak up about the pay equity?
Yeah, all I can do is my part. And, everybody put in brilliant work. It was the COVID shutdown. So, felt like, people really stuck with us and all of that. And then it was, a much more difficult process than anybody thought they were signing up for, so I just felt that it was fair.
Dope.
King Richard dropping tomorrow, and I haven't even finished the Will Smith book yet. I guess I got to put the book down tomorrow to watch King Richard, huh? Or at some point this weekend.
You can stream it on HBO Max or see it in the theaters. All right, and that is your rumor report.
All right, front page news next. What are we talking about?
Well, Travis McMichael has taken the stand. He's the man who fatally shot Ahmaud Arbery, and we'll tell you what he had to say in his own defense.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.